Shalom, I'm Rabbi Dov Linzer, and I'd like to share with you a thought on Hanukkah. You know, Hanukkah, I've always thought, is the chag of religious maximalism, of pushing ourselves to excel in our religious performance. When we light the menorah, there are different gradations. Here's what you do if you want to just be a Jew that just fulfills their obligation, one candle a night. But if you want to be a mahadran min a mahadran, you really want to run after mitzvot and do them in their utmost, you'll do the number of candles according to the number of the nights. We never have a mitzvah that anywhere else is shaped like this. And this actually reflects the original miracle, because the Jews at that time could have sufficed with impure oil. That's what the halakha would have dictated given the circumstances. But they had to be mahadrin min a mahadrin. They wanted to dedicate the Beit HaMikdash with only the purest of oil. And that is embodied in the chag itself. Now, ultimately, that really is the historical events that began Hanukkah. Because when so many other Jews were accommodating the dictates of the Seleucids and were embracing Hellenism, the Hashmonaim said, no, we refuse to be accommodationists. We refuse to submit. We are going to fight and sacrifice our lives to embrace our Judaism and to fulfill it in the utmost. Now, when we talk about religious maximalism, it needs to be a very powerful thing in our lives. We need to be asking ourselves, how are we excelling and doing the most we can? But it could also have a negative manifestation. It could translate into a type of a zealotry, into an extremism, into a way that understands that to do the utmost means to reject everything outside of the religion, to reject outside society, to make impossible demands on others, even impossible demands on ourselves. This is not the type of religious maximalism that I am talking about. I am talking about one that is embodied by the lighting of the candles on Hanukkah. One that understands that we are supposed to bring our light in the light of the mitzvot into the larger world. What are we doing to maximize that light, to bring it outside, to illuminate the world, to have an impact on the larger world? That's what it means to serve God in the utmost, to be a maximalist. You know, there's a debate of Beit Hillel, Beit Shammai about how we light the candles of the menorah. Beit Hillel says we go up, one candle the first night, two the second night. Beit Shammai says we go down, 8, 7, 6, 5. Beit Hillel says you raise up in holiness, that you are constantly increasing the light that you are bringing into the world from one level to the next to the next. That's our obligation. Increase that holiness, spread that holiness. What does Beit Shammai say? Beit Shammai says it's not the light that increases, it's often the darkness that increases. Sometimes holiness comes into our lives, but then the outside world threatens it, can undermine it, that can cause those candles to blow out. The darkness threatens that light. We might go down from 8 to 7 to 6 to 5. We might be left with that one candle. And we have to do everything we can to protect that candle, to preserve it. That's a type of religious maximalism. It's a religious maximalism of building walls up high to protect that candle. But it's not the way we rule. We rule, you don't put the candle behind a wall, put it in the window. You take that warmth and that light, and you see your obligation to share it with others and to welcome them in. And according to the rabbis, we put the candles in the doorway, outside the doorway, to invite us to cross the threshold of our protected environment, to go outside and not just see our candles, see everybody else's candles, see the light that other people are bringing to the world, and to be illuminated and warmed by it as well. This is our mitzvah of being really serving God in the utmost, being religious maximalists, but understand it's not through building high walls, it's through shedding and sharing our light. Now we're at a stage right now in our lives where we are about to exit our homes and go out into the larger world. God willing, there'll be the vaccine will be as successful as we hope it will be, and eventually major segment of society will have it, and it'll be safe to fully embrace our lives as the past. But the world will be different, and it might be scary. And some people will want to take, as a result of that anxiety, retreat home, build up those walls, embrace those past traditions as they were without thinking about what they need to be. And it's our obligation to say no. When we cross that threshold, let's bring our light into the world. Let's see the lights of others. Let's stay fast in our traditions, but ultimately understand that to do them maximally means not to build walls, but to make windows, to bring our light, to illuminate the larger world. Chag Sameach, happy Chanukah.